Hello everyone, my name is NewFlowerGirl, but you can call me Demi, and welcome back to another Aftertalk. Today we're going to be talking about Zandvoort and the racing that happened in September. Kind of like what I did with last Aftertalk. So yeah, let's get into it. What are we going to talk about? Well, we're going to be talking about the Formula 1 Heineken Dutch Grand Prix, which was probably the best one this year. Probably the best one that ever happened. It was action-packed, let's just say. We're going to talk about the Formula 1 Pirelli Gran Premio d'Italia at Monza, which was also quite a banger. Did you know that that one was the fastest Grand Prix in history? I'll look up how fast that one was. And then we have the Formula 1 Qatar Airways Azerbaijan Grand Prix, which also had kind of a record, I think. I'm not sure. We'll look up that too. We're going to talk about the current drive standings. You'll notice that my bingo card won't be in there because nothing really changed from the bingo card. I am getting worried that I won't get a bingo again. We're going to talk about current constructor standings. Something has changed in that. And then where to next. First, Formula 1 Heineken Dutch Grand Prix at Zandvoort. The penultimate time at Zandvoort. Next year is the last time and I'm sad. As are a lot of people. Anyway, we have news. Valtteri Bottas and Sergio Perez are making a return to Formula 1 with Cadillac Formula 1 team. They had been signed in the summer break. And this is exciting for a lot of the Mexicans and a lot of the Finnish people, yeah. In FP1, three drivers went through the gravel: Yuki, Kimi, and Max. Kimi caused a red flag, and Max was basically after the session had ended, which was during the practice starts. So yeah. He basically got stuck in the gravel at Tarzan, turn 1. In FP2, Stroll had a massive crash in Hugenholzbocht, which caused a red flag. I'm going to be saying that turn name a lot of the time, because not many British people can say it. If you can say it, leave a comment in. Leave it in the comment section if you can say it. Because even Russell has troubles pronouncing it. Not Nando. I mean, he's part Dutch, kind of. So yeah. Anyway, it's difficult to say. In that same session, Isaac Hadjar also lost power. We had a virtual safety car because, well, his car was near an escape bit. So the marshals were able to push the car away without more loss of time. Those marshals this year, they picked the best of the best. I have to say. I mean, they didn't even put in a safety car. They just threw in yellow flags during the race, and they got rid of debris, and then yeah, they only threw in one virtual safety car for what they didn't throw in safety cars for debris, like full safety cars. They threw in virtual safety cars or just full-on yellow flags. So yeah. Owen also went into the wall in turn 1, Tarzan, which is a red flag. Russell and Piastri had an incident in the pits. Piastri got a money fine. I don't know how much it was, but I think it was around about 5,000 euros or more. Russell then, the next day, squeezed Alonso in FP3. The Brit also got a money fine. I think he got 7,500 money fine. In Q1, Lance Stroll crashed again, but he got going again. Yeah. And he made it to the pits. His front left tyre made contact with the grass going into turn 13. Now, rule number 1 of Formula 1 racing is your teammate is your biggest rival. But one of the rules in Formula 1 is when you turn into a corner, you don't go onto the grass on the entry, especially at such high speeds. Turn 13 is like practically almost flat out. And in Q1, Colapinto and Ollie did not make it. And in Q2, Kimi and Bortoleto didn't make it. Oscar got pole, Lando P2 and Max P3. Yeah. Hadjar, surprise, got P4. And this is how the rest of the rookies did. Hadjar P4, Lawson P8, Kimi P11, Bortoleto P13, Colapinto P16 and Ollie P19. Yep. I had to make the second slide for this one. Sunday morning, Ollie to start from the pits. Yeah. They changed something on his car, new engine. After the race, he said that he was supposed to get one in Monza. But after the events of what happened in this race, he's glad he did it in Zandvoort. You'll see. At the start, Max made one hell of a move, kind of by accident, on Lando in Hugenholzbocht. That's turn 3 for those wondering. Okay? It's like a slightly slanted corner, which you can use as like a slingshot to really get some speed. It's really cool. Yeah. Lap 16 of 72. Some drops of rain on the cameras and the fans were putting on their ponchos. Yeah. Rain for the 4th frickin' weekend in a row. You don't make that up. You don't make that up. It was actually raining in Zandvoort again. And I was screaming from excitement because the rain meant chaos and I live for that in Formula 1. But then, this is the kind of chaos I don't really like. A Lewis Hamilton in the wall. On the exit of Hugenholzbocht. You're going to hear that a lot more today, Hugenholz. This happened on lap 23. And the safety car got brought out. The first safety car of this race. On the restart, at lap 27, they worked like amazingly fast for that short track. Sainz and Lawson collide on the restart. They both got a puncture. Sainz was found to be at fault. He got a 10-second time penalty. On lap 31, they threw in a virtual safety car, like I said, for debris on track. It was not safe to do it with just yellows and double yellows. So they threw in a virtual safety car. And the debris was from Carlos's car. Lap 36. I'm used to saying it in Dutch now. That's bad. A collision between Leclerc and Russell under investigation. A few laps later, on lap 43, they said to be investigated after the race. Eventually nothing came out of it. Great. All that hoping for nothing. Lap 53. Kimi and Leclerc collide at Hugenholz. Lots of action in that corner, man. For real. Safety car. Leclerc out. Kimi made it back to the pits. He got a 10-second time penalty. But the young Italian also got a 5-second time penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Poor kid. Why? Why did you do that, Kimi? Why did you speed in the pit lane? This is not how you make friends out here. On lap 65, Lando had a mechanical failure. Safety car, and Lando was out. A fun fact, this is McLaren's first mechanical retirement since Brazil 2022. Fun fact. On top of the fun fact, it was also by Lando. Great. Piastri wins, Max P2, and our good friend Isaac Hadjar got himself a podium. How is that? He got P3. Like, my family, we weren't even rooting for Max. We were rooting for Isaac Hadjar this race. We were rooting for Isaac to get that freaking podium, and he freaking got it. Ollie, let's not forget about him. He got his best result of the season, P6, and that from the pit lane. Yeah. He should change his engine more often and start from the pits and get a great result. But on top of that, Ollie really loves this track. Ollie loves coming to the Netherlands. Even like when you're talking to him and you mention Zandvoort, he just starts to smile. It's cute. And Yuki going to the points at P9. He's getting there. Guys, he's getting there. Our rookies, Hadjar P3, Ollie P6, Colapinto P11, Lawson P12, Bortoletto P15 and Kimi P16 after all the penalties. Hamilton got a 5-place grid drop from Monza after a breach of yellow flags prior to the race. Let me explain that to all of you. Prior to the race, there's about 40 minutes before lights out, before formation lap actually, the drivers basically go to the grid from pit lane. They do like a little sighting lap, they go to the pits if they want to, do another sighting lap, keep going, go back to the pit lane, go into the pit box and so on. They basically have a time limit for that. But in the last corner, there is always double yellow flags waved. Hamilton ignored that and sped up to get back into the pits. Those flags are there for the safety of the people on the grid. Not just other competitors, but other members from the team and possible celebrities and pit reporters and all that stuff. So yeah, you got a 5-place grid drop for that. And my throat is starting to get dry. Formula 1 Pirelli Gran Premio d'Italia. Out in Q1, Hadjar, Colapinto and Lawson. Straight into qualifying, yeah. Q2 got delayed for gravel on track. Out in Q2, Ollie. Max Verstappen had a surprise pole. We were super happy. I was actually on holiday. This is my first full week back. Yay. My first Wednesday back from Gran Canaria. It was fun. Next week I'll have a video talking about it because it was amazing. I loved it. Lando P2 and Piastri P3. Our rookies, let's see how they did. Home hero Kimi at P7, Bortoletto P8, Ollie P11, Hadjar P16, Colapinto P18. He wasn't last because that was Liam Lawson at P20. Hadjar and Gasly to start from the pits. Yep. Hulkenberg was out on formation lap. Hydraulics issue. He returned to the pits. First retirement of today. At the start, Max cut the chicane. I almost said cut the chicken because that's how Fernando Alonso once said it. He was forced to give back the position to Lando. A few laps later, Max flew by him. How is that possible, you ask? Because McLaren is the superior car this season. Well, McLaren lack top speed. What is Red Bull known for the most? Top speed. So that's the answer to your question. Anyway, Ocon got a 5-second time penalty for forcing Stroll off track. Lap 26 of 53. Alonso retired after a weird suspension failure. 2 weeks later, in Azerbaijan, I heard that there was basically gravel stone or something that hit the suspension. Yeah. moving on. Lap 42. Ollie and Sainz collide and they spin in sync. Nice pirouetting. Ollie was found at fault. Got given a 10-second time penalty. He didn't lose any places though. Lando had a slow stop. Almost 6 seconds. Piastri was then forced to let Lando pass, as it were to make up for the team's mistake. McLaren is crumbling. They're crumbling. Kimi had a 5-second time penalty for erratic driving. Jojo had a word with him after the race. Max wins in Monza. Wasn't a Grand Slam though, because he didn't lead every single lap. Lando P2 and Piastri P3. Our rookies, Bortoleto P8, Kimi P9, Hadjar P10, Ollie P12, Lawson P14 and Colapinto P17. And then we go to Azerbaijan, the track that always has the most random shit in the middle of the track. At some point there was a balloon on track. How? Like legit plastic bags flying everywhere, leaves on track. I mean, that's normal, that's natural stuff. But when it gets into the air bits, the air holes of the car, it can cause trouble. I mean, Fernando Alonso won on his return. He had in 2021. He retired because of a plastic bag stuck in his car. Yeah. Oh yeah, I forgot. I forgot to tell you the duration of the Monza Grand Prix. Duration. No, that's not how to say it. How long was the 2025 Monza Grand Prix? It was 1 hour, 13 minutes and 24 seconds. And that's all race laps done. Okay. Azerbaijan Grand Prix quali. Well, the qualifying, it took 1 hour and 47 minutes. Yeah, I looked that up too for you guys. Yeah, I wrote down 2 hours. Usually qualifying is 1 hour. But that was all to thank to 6 red flags. 3 in Q1, 1 in Q2 and 2 in Q3. How fun. First was caused by Albon at turn 1. Going in order of when they happened. Albon basically turned in too sharply at turn 1, suspension failure, and basically ended his session. I'm gonna get my bottle in a bit. I'm sorry. Second red flag was caused by Hulkenberg at turn 4. He basically, all that happens was he lost his front wing. I'm gonna get my bottle right now. Won't be long. I've already got it. Basically, he locked up his front brakes and slammed into the barriers at turn 4. That's much better. Okay. The third red flag was caused by Alpine. Both drivers. at turn 4. It started with Gasly, who just went straight. And then Colapinto came. He kind of jumped or something from what happened with Gasly. Lost the rear and smacked into the wall on the exit. And basically it resulted in him being eliminated in Q1. Fourth red flag was caused by Ollie, and I was sad. Basically happened on the exit of turn 2, he kissed the wall just a tad bit too much. Yeah. Both him and Bortoleto did not make it to the top 10 qualifying. Fifth red flag was caused by Leclerc at turn 15. Not the first time he crashed there. I mean, yeah. He crashed that twice before. He definitely found his Waterloo there. And the same we can say about championship leader. Turn 3. Yep. He found his Waterloo at turn 3. During all this time in Q3, Carlos Sainz held the fastest lap with Liam Lawson in P2. And then after about 2 hours, Max took pole. Sainz P2 and Lawson P3. That was amazing though. Let's see the rookies. Lawson P3, Kimi P4, Hotjar P8, Bortoleto P13, Oli P15 and Colapinto P16. No one started from the pits. But there was a disqualification for Esteban Ocon, for Esti Besti, for a technical breach. Let me take one sip before I go into this. Bit of a big sip. Anyway, at the start, Oscar made a jump start. His car jumped into anti-stall to prevent it from stalling. He then dropped back to P20 from like P9, if I'm correct. Later in the lap, he found his Waterloo at turn 5, all on his own. But in the interviews after the race, he kept saying that it wasn't just his fault. My dad has a perfect phrase for this. He's turning into a Schumacher. Because Michael Schumacher never blamed himself for an accident. It's always someone else's fault. Yeah. Alonso also made a jump start. He got a 5-second time penalty, but Piastri didn't. Mainly because Piastri was out of the race. That's why. But, yeah. He also couldn't take it with him to the next race because that's not how it works with 5-second time penalties. I mean, fair. Just like make it like a 1-place grid drop, if so. Because with a 10-second time penalty, you get a 3-place grid drop or like 5-place grid drop. That's just a difficult combination of words to say. I'm sorry. There was a collision with Hulkenberg and Ocon. Wasn't Ocon's fault this time, it was Hulkenberg's fault. Lap 18, Albon spun Ocon around. Albon got a 10-second. Wait, let me say that again. I think I made a mistake. Albon spun Colapinto around. Albon got a 10-second time penalty, and Colapinto got going again. So no safety car. Still, Piastri caused the only safety car here during the race. And it remained that way. Because we got another Grand Slam in the books for Max Verstappen. A P1. Basically, if you don't know what a Grand Slam is, it's basically pole position, fastest lap, led the Grand Prix 100% of the time, and winning it. That's a Grand Slam. George Russell in P2, he was kind of under the weather, but he still made it stick. And returning to the podium, In P3, smooth operator, I'm going to call him, because that was a smooth operation. Carlos Sainz is back on the podium with Williams. It's a bit bittersweet for Albon, because he was like dead last at some point. Yeah, kind of bittersweet, but he still celebrated with the team because Albon is a team player. Sweet of him. Yuki P6. I told you he's getting there. And Lando P8. Yuki at some point was fighting for a podium during this race. So one of these days, please make it next race, Yuki will be on the podium. He's making progression. I think Red Bull did the right thing by promoting him. The rookies, how did they do? Well, Kimi in P4, Lawson in P5, Hadjar P10, Bortoleto P11, Ollie P12 and Colapinto P19. Current driver standings. Yeah. I have made a calculation. If Max wins every race, I'm not counting sprint races because there are a couple. If Max wins every race, Lando second in every race, and Piastri third in every race, so 7 races to go, Max will be champion by 1 point. Now, I haven't calculated sprints because they are weird with points. So, yeah. Max is still in contention for the title. And if McLaren is crumbling in this pace, Max will be champion before Abu Dhabi. I'm thinking maybe Qatar, which is a race before that. Imagine that as a birthday gift. Max Verstappen, 5th-time world champion, on November 30th. My birthday. Yeah, I'm living for that. Colapinto still hasn't scored points. I really hope he does at some point. He needs to score points if he wants to stay. Because they're already talking with Paul Laurent to take that seat at Alpine. Current constructor standings. Mercedes have overtaken Ferrari. Yeah. And I'm still writing out Vita Cash App Racing Bulls. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Anyway, where are we going to next? Well, we're going to go to Singapore, my favorite street circuit, on October 3rd to October 5th. Then we're going to go to COTA, Circuit of the Americas, on October 17th till 19th. And then we're going to go to Mexico. And that was one of the best, one of the most amazing hybrid street circuits. I believe it's a hybrid street circuit. Is Mexico hybrid street circuit? Let's also Google that. Is Mexico a hybrid? I'm completely hybrid. Let's ask like that. It's not a hybrid street circuit. It's not a hybrid circuit, it's just a racetrack. Okay, good to know. So we have only one street circuit on the calendar, which is Singapore for now. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, then please hit the like button and also consider subscribing if you don't want to miss any other video. I'm gonna go and drink a lot of water now because my throat is really dry. And that's it from me for now. So I shall see you guys in another video. Goodbye!